today, lawmakers will take a closer look at how U.S. small businesses are responding to President Trump's first days in office. Joining me now, I have Wisconsin Republican Congressman Tony Wied. He's also a Small Business Committee member. Good morning, sir. Thanks for hopping on with me. Your hearing today is really putting a spotlight on the surge in optimism, right, from small businesses in just these first few weeks. How has this changed the game so far for small biz?
Well, having been a small business owner for my entire adult life, for almost 30 years, my wife and I ran a small business in our district in Northeast Wisconsin. I think people are very excited. There's hope right now for small businesses. There's hope for this economy. People have been ravaged by the inflation that we've seen, that we haven't seen for 40 years. And we see the rising prices. You know, small business owners are having trouble accessing credit, dealing with all of the regulations that continue to pile on to them. And you know, 99% of enterprises are small businesses, and they struggle with all of these regulations and the access to credit. So again, right now, I feel that everyone has hope, and we're excited about what President Trump's bringing to the table, and we're looking forward to, in Congress, bringing good things for people in small businesses.
You talk about the optimism. I'm just curious, is there also any fear as well? I mean, with this looming tariff battle, paused for now, of course, but what's your message this morning to business owners who are expressing online and vocally that they're worried about what this could cost them or how this could shift, you know, consumer spending?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I've heard people with concerns, those that trade internationally, importing and exporting and those types of things. I've heard both sides. There's concern. There's also hope that, you know, these are going to be great tools that President Trump is using to negotiate free and fair trade, to bring jobs back here, you know, to ultimately level the playing field, whether that's with Canada, Mexico, and others, including China, or those across this globe. So again, I think, you know, there's mostly hope. I think people are very much in favor of President Trump. They believe in him and know that, you know, it's the art of the deal. This is negotiations, again, to negotiate free and fair trade, ultimately to drive our economy, America's economy, first and foremost.
You and I both know nothing's ever perfect. There's always work to be done. What are you asking of the Trump administration over the next 4 years to keep these small businesses afloat?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, we need to look at, from a tax reform, that's our job in Congress, not reform, but to extend those Trump tax cuts. I think that's really important, whether that's the 199A or repealing the death tax, some of those things. But we also need to look at regulations. I think President Trump's right. If a new regulation comes into place, we should get rid of 10. You know, there's a reason for some regulations. We need to keep things in line. But again, those things, the regulations continue to pile on to our small businesses. In our district, many of them are farmers, manufacturers. They're driving our economy. And I think that's what's most important right now. Get out of the way from a federal government perspective.
And before I let you go, just tell me a little bit more about the hearing today, who you're going to hear from, who you're most eager to hear from, and what Americans can expect afterwards moving forward.
Well, we're hearing from small businesses. You know, our focus is to help people on Main Street rather than Wall Street. Small businesses, we're looking at, you know, we're dealing also with local banks, community banks, and those types of things to really understand what it is that really is troubling them, what's keeping them up at night, and also looking at, from a community bank and a lending perspective, what can we do differently to make sure that businesses have access to capital.
Well, Congressman Tony Wied, good luck today. A lot of people going to be watching this hearing, so thank you for joining me and taking the time. Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.